today's world, the lines of men's style are blurring. What does it mean to be a well-dressed man in 2025? Are suits still king, or has comfort taken over?
There's a lot more to life than being really, really good looking, and I plan on finding out what that is.
I recently did a menswear tour of America and asked style aficionados all over the country, what are men wearing? I learned a couple interesting things. One, the traditional styles men are still wearing. 2, the way COVID changed men's dress. 3, items in the wardrobe that men are pushing the boundaries with. And 4, some things that will never change in menswear. If you're new to this channel, I'm Ben, and I explore the mind, the look, and the way that maketh extraordinary men. So let's jump into our tour of that question, about the look that maketh extraordinary men. Some people think menswear traditions are dead, but I found several traditional principles that are still foundational to what men are wearing.
This three-piece suit concept has kind of been our bread and butter for the last 11 years. That color just kind of transcends pretty much everything. So yeah, this color, this style has kind of been the bread and butter for us for a while now.
Nice, bureau blue, so that's the most common.
Yeah, we do a lot of that. We do obviously do a bunch of black tuxedos. There's one in the corner over there.
When someone comes in, what are they buying most?
Navy.
Navy
And charcoal.
It's probably like a deeper navy, right?
Oh yes, I'd like to show you this navy. Like this navy, like dark. Or they go like something like this also.
Darker navy, slightly lighter navy. Skinny
Skinny
fit, and blue.
and blue.
That defines
blue
it.
color.
Like
That's still number one.
Okay, what color shirt with that? White?
White or blue.
White or blue? Light blue.
That's 80% of the business.
Well, seeing that a lot of them work, you would think anything that has to do with work, right? Either the regular blue suits, you know, which is the classic, and the black suits, sometimes the gray. And that's mostly, you know, what they usually go for, unless we have some of the exception and they want something different. But a lot of them is mostly, you know, the traditional blue, black, gray, because, you know, they're working.
Speaking of foundational principles, did you know I meticulously linked my entire outfit below? I'd like to bring you along on another tour in the future, and you can make that possible by browsing the links, particularly this beautiful knit navy tie. It would be great for your collection because its texture and color make it incredibly versatile, easily elevating both casual and formal outfits. And now back to what men are wearing.
Lightweights, they're soft shoulder right now. Still trying to be a little trim. However, we have a more classic customer, and they, you know, they want it comfortable.
They're wearing your black suit, your gray suit, your navy suit. Obviously, we've gravitated towards a new navy that's become very, very popular, but they're not wearing flashy clothing. Most people nowadays are wearing the conservative, anything that can give them multiple suits within the suit. You know, so they're buying the black, the gray, the navy, and intertwining and having 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10 different outfits between them.
In the spring, summer, more particularly, right now in menswear, there's having Sol Biati is a particular brand that we endorse a lot. We do a lot of Loro Piana fabrics here, but Sol Biati is a subset of them that does a very nice, fine, almost suede linen. This is a very popular type of soft linen that we do. A little bit on the heavier, this is about 15 ounces, but it still wears very soft, it's very nice. It's something that's different than any other linen that you would typically think of. That would be very popular in the moment. I think in general, most people are wearing just lighter weight things.
But even though many men still prefer traditional colors and silhouettes, there has been a notable shift towards casual and comfort post-COVID. Some of the shift has been terrific, and some terrible.
But I've noticed too, as the world's gotten a little bit more casual since COVID, a lot of people are going no tie, maybe doing t-shirts underneath the suits as opposed to shirt and tie, which I kind of like. I'm actually doing that myself. Yeah, exactly.
Where do you get the t-shirt? Do you guys sell t-shirts?
We do. This is a cotton silk one, so it's a little bit dressier to touch, so a little bit more polished. But I feel like these have been quite popular, and like people are doing polos underneath the suits as opposed to dress shirts. I like the fact that though they're staying relatively conservative in color, they're more open to trying out different ways of wearing it, which we encourage to do, whether it's loafers, sneakers, lace-ups.
When it comes to the dressier side, people are tending to pair a suit with something like what I'm wearing, which is just a t-shirt, they'll dress it down with sneakers for the day, and then at night they can re-wear that same suit and they'll put on proper dress shoes and dress socks and put on a tie and really, elevate that same suit.
Let me just jump in here and say that although t-shirts are having their moment, they're terrible for one glaring, greasy reason. You know that oily gunk that builds up on the collar of your dress shirt? You don't want that on the collar of your expensive suit or sports coat. If you want to make a coat more casual, just throw on a polo, a turtleneck, or a dress shirt without a tie. These options offer the same comfort as a t-shirt without potentially damaging your coat. But remember, if you don't wear a tie, add a pocket square to keep your coat from looking plain. Okay, let's get back to some terrific shifts in casual style.
I would say it's probably like one of our dress shirts with a combination of a chino. So 9 times out of 10, if you're looking for something casual, wear to the office type wear, you'll end up in one of these. Just our flat front chino.
Business casual is basically what people are wearing.
I'd say that dominates. And then pair it with one of our dress shirts, one of our polos, something a little more casual.
And they're wearing long sleeves or short sleeves?
Depends on the formality, but I see both.
Okay, about equal.
Yeah, I'd say more long sleeve than short sleeve.
Definitely more long sleeve, okay.
Well, comfort. Guys want to be comfortable, especially being here in Texas. It's hot. Guys want to be comfortable, and unfortunately in the industry we call them rubber shirts, and a lot of guys love wearing rubber shirts, which is polyester dry fit polos, and they think that's the most comfortable thing. And I'm of the belief, I'm a little bit more of a clothing snob, so I'm going to tell guys, wear a nice cotton shirt, wear a lightweight linen, wear a suit that is maybe unconstructed, unlined, or just a really lightweight cloth. I mean, the cloth I'm wearing today is a Fresco. It's actually a 10-ounce cloth, but it's a high twist and a loose weave. So it drapes really well, but it's perfect for a warmer day. It's like probably mid-90s right now, but it's perfect for this climate. So a lot of guys are wearing things that are comfort-based and a lot of stretch, and we'll offer that to clients, but overall we're trying to get them away from synthetics and more towards as much natural fibers as possible, because it's better for the industry and it's better for the environment, but it's gonna be better for you, and I'd say your health, but also it's going to make you feel better because it's going to last longer and you're not constantly needing to order all these new clothes all the time.
They all talk about how there's the pre-COVID and then post-COVID. So pre-COVID, there was a lot more suit and tie. There was a more business-like and more, kind of typical office wear sort of scenario going on with style. As clients come back in and they're shopping, they all talk about how after COVID, it's become so much more relaxed. So you're seeing more of a casual sort of khaki or trouser with a button down, or even just a sport jacket. You're not seeing as many people shopping for ties, but you do still get, at least at J-Press, a consistent request for suiting.
I mean, it's August in Nashville, so we're selling a ton of polos still, the summertime. And this is just your average guy that's gonna come in and just, hey, I need a couple polos and some shorts. This is probably where they're gonna stop. Also, Fairdy's have been a great brand for Nashville too. It's a little bit more casual over here, just like more comfortable fabrics.
I would say in Nashville, it's a lot more of our casual clothing. Lots of denim, sort of a spin on a Western shirt. We use, much bigger snaps. Most brands use smaller snaps. Something like this, you've got the selvage line details, a 100% cotton light shirt, perfect for summer, lightweight. You've got a workwear jacket like this. They can wear this throughout winter. So this is something that's just a classic waxed cotton. We call it a quail jacket. It's kind of a spin on the old Southern hunting jacket. Just a beautiful piece. Details inside there, as you can see.
Although the push to casual has several style casualties, it does allow men to experiment more with the boundaries of what is acceptable while still staying elevated.
You'll see a nice plaid blue sport coat there. Charcoal has also been starting to rise up a whole lot more. Your classic blues and grays are going to be your perennial go-tos, right? But just having some fun with that. Maybe incorporate a little bit of brown within there, maybe some beige, maybe even throw in a green or a purple, just starting to include that. And then one thing that I see a lot of guys do, once they knock out their basics of their blues and their grays, they'll typically go towards a burgundy kind of sport coat. And a burgundy coat, pair of jeans, boots, open collar shirt. That's a pretty easy go-to for a lot of fellas around here, so.
A lot of guys will come in wanting to do solid color clothes because they have a military background or a political background, but I always tell guys that if you're gonna telegraph some rank in your clothes, you should probably put a pattern in it, you know? And it doesn't have to be pinstripes to do this like power suit look, but a Windows in Wales, like the square with the check, is going to elevate you in rank before we get to considerations of fit. So more guys in DC are moving towards that, I don't know, elevation with patterns. And they're getting more adventurous with patterns because, you know, not everybody wants to be all charcoal and navy all the time.
Well, I believe blue is always in fashion. Now in Miami it's differently. You have more of a light colors. This is a mix of linen and wool. Unconstructed, again, is not warm at all. It's more of a tropical, for a tropical weather like Miami. You have things like this also. This is half line as well. This is nice. You see a stretch shirt to wear with jeans. You see, this for me is very casual, very Miami, very chic, very casual business.
So these are things that a lot of people are wearing. They're wearing the lighter colors like this. They're wearing the lighter blue, the casual fabrics, unconstructed.
Unconstructed with more of a casual stretch pants or jeans, I would say.
With jeans, okay.
And then as far as like our jacketing, this is what we noticed that for Miami, this light blue, sky blue, the medium blues, the denim style, that's very, very common these days. Obviously linens, wool and silks, those components of jacketing, this is some of our best sellers. Okay. And any color goes. Actually, this is one of our favorites, like some kind of coral that goes really well with white, with watercolors, even the light blues.
So very colorful. People here
absolutely.
Are very
colorful for sure.
You're doing a lot of blues, charcoal grays, the new blues, very popular color. Starting to do some more patterns in your suits.
When you say new blues, you're talking the lighter blues,
yeah, the
right?
lighter
Okay,
shades,
yeah.
yes.
And by far the most preferred item of experimentation and the safest is the sports coat. The sports coat is a terrific way to express your personality with little risk of becoming a casual catastrophe.
Yeah, the sport coat business is very good.
What did you say? Cuffs, collars, and what?
Coats.
Coats, yeah. They're wearing, the jacket has become the suit. I mean, in reality. It's the emblematic representation of a person's station in life. If you have a jacket on, a sport coat, and you get on a plane or you travel and you go to a nice hotel or you go to a club or you go to a restaurant, you get treated differently. People automatically assume that you have some responsibilities and you're in charge of something and you're doing well at it. So that's what they're wearing, is sport coats mainly, everything from jeans to nice trousers. But we're seeing a lot of transitional wear occur now, where a swacket or sweater jacket or shirt jacket, overshirt. And we have a great cashmere overshirt in already this fall from Manto. That
this one on top.
Yeah, they're in the navy and the brown. This is actually kind of a safari type jacket, but this is an overshirt.
They're wearing a sport coat with the casual jeans. That's the big look right now.
So pretty much every day they throw on their casual jeans, they throw on a collared shirt,
and
they throw on a sport coat.
And then they wear a pocket square today instead of wearing a necktie. That's the new thing, is to wear a pocket square instead of their necktie.
Yeah.
A lot of guys are not wearing ties today.
And not all shirts work without a tie, right? Some of the collars are
Right,
not.
some of the collars are too big. I like to wear a tie every day, but today I went casual. I usually have a tie on every day when I come to work, but
Do you have to have a different type of suit if you're not going to wear a tie, or
you should always have a tie on with the suit, but a sport coat you do not have to.
Yeah, I mean with a shirt, do you have to wear a certain type of shirt to not wear a tie?
No, not really. You can wear any sport shirt that you like or dress shirt. It really doesn't matter the collar style. It's a personal preference.
Okay.
Right, and then as guys have a different kind of uniform, they're putting these things together in a really cool way. Okay, you don't have to wear a sport coat to the office, but I want to wear a sport coat. I want to look put together. I want to look finished. And the beauty of a sport coat is that you have pockets for everything, right? Your phone, your keys, your business cards, your wallet, and you're not walking around with pants pockets full of stuff. I think in Dallas, guys want interesting. Kind of the idea that we often discuss in our meetings is that they want an eyedropper mentality, right? That, okay, the pants are classic, kind of consistent, tan, blue, gray, shades of that. Shirt is, you know, depending if it's casual or dress, very kind of uniform-like. But, okay, maybe instead of a dark navy classic blazer, they want a blazer that's more of an up blue. Or instead of a very classic houndstooth or small check sport coat, they're willing to wear something in gray that has a little pop of some other color or two in it that kind of differentiates them from other guys.
But no matter how you choose to show your personality in cuffs, collars, and coats, consider that some things haven't changed in the mind of great men. They're still as concerned as ever about projecting competence in their dress.
But guys are more attentive to what they wear, even if they don't think that they care. The Italians have this idea of sprezzatura, right, where it's kind of effortless elegance. And so there are plenty of guys who will wear golf polos and golf pants to the office, but pay attention to their shoes and there's some detail there, right? They're wearing more interesting shoes. They're wearing cooler shoes. They're adding a different color of belt or a different style of belt.
It's a variety of things. No, I don't think there is one particular thing that people are drawn to. People, they come in because they have questions about, hey, how do I put this together? I'm going to this event, what do I wear? So they come to us as the experts for that particular event, whatever it may be, and we just show them possibilities, what they're open to. Typically, if you're looking at a tuxedo, you have a smaller window versus if you're just making a dinner jacket. But the thing about tuxedos now with men, they're not just your typical wool suit. If you look at this video right here or this picture right here of that tux, that's a houndstooth pattern. That's very different from your traditional tuxedo. And so people want that look. Guys are becoming more comfortable with, you know, looking better as, you know, you get money, maybe you're in shape, you like, I want that to reflect my clothing decision.
So that's an alternative to a sport coat in the fall. You put that on with a pair of nice trousers or 5 pockets or denim, and you have a coat on. You're not just a guy walking around in a shirt. And collared shirts that's kind of one of my pet peeves because I don't understand why a grown man would wear a shirt without a collar anywhere. It just doesn't look good. And it's one step down from wearing a necktie. And so, I mean, I love human behavior and psychology, and I think there's a lot of nonverbal communication in wearing a tie or a collar versus a t-shirt, because in the animal kingdom, the two most vulnerable areas in the animal kingdom are the throat and below the waist, the genitalia. So the person with a tie subconsciously has more authority and is less vulnerable than the person who doesn't have it. Same thing with a collar versus a t-shirt. You have a collar on and you're protecting your throat. You have a t-shirt on and you're open. Now, a lot of technology guys would probably disagree with that because they're gazillionaires and they did it in t-shirts. But in terms of just how you represent yourself, collar makes a difference.
I mean, with what we carry, it's very broad. We carry shorts and bathing suits and golf shirts to formal wear. So our men are shopping with us to wear it whatever the occasion may be, if it's every day or their daughter's wedding. It's every occasion. It's to the office, it's going out, it's going on vacation.
From timeless classics to modern comfort, and from subtle shifts to bold statements, it's clear that extraordinary men aren't just buying clothes, they're curating a narrative. What story will your style tell? Drop a comment below and get to know the community. Thank you for watching. Hopefully you know how important you are to this community we're building. I'm cloaked in my gray wool made-to-measure suit with white shirt and matching trousers. My tie is knitted navy, rich in texture with a rosebud knot, paired with a navy ring pocket square folded in a reverse center fold. I'm feeling patriotic with my American flag cufflinks, which fit well with the navy tie and my chronograph watch. But I'm risking a little too much color with my brown belt and chili colored leather shoes. Lastly, I'm sporting my signature summer fragrance, Coach for Men. I've linked to all these below, and browsing them will bring you more tours. Speaking of which, watch our full menswear tour with this playlist, or learn how to measure for a sports coat with this video here. If you like this video, hit that subscribe button to show YouTube you want more content like this. And as always, gentlemen, keep looking classy. I'll see you at the top.